And here's your mom's favorite, Bozo Squid. What's going on, everybody? So today we have something extremely special. The Harley enthusiast inside of me right now is absolutely giddy. And what is it, you might ask? Well, today we have a 2023 Harley-Davidson Low Rider ST, and I'm absolutely stoked to have it on the show today. So come with me, we'll check out all the specs, we'll check out all the modifications, because there are quite a few done to this particular bike. We will start it up, we will give it the old sound check, the old ripperoo, see how it sounds, and then we'll take it out on the street and see how we like it. New in 2023, you could pick one of these suckers up for $22,199. In today's market, in 2024, because it is still relatively new, they came out in 2022, you'd look anywhere between 16 and 20 for a used one. And here, as you can see, we have the 117 cubic inch 45 degree V-twin, which comes out to 1,923 cc's, 4 valves per cylinder, and a 10.2 to 1 compression ratio. And the Milwaukee 8117 puts out a claimed 103 horsepower and 125 pounds of torque. Respectable. Over here we have a 6-speed transmission and a belt final drive. The Low Rider ST weighs 721 pounds wet and ready. We have a total of 5.9 inches of ground clearance. In the front for suspension, we have inverted 43 millimeter forks with 5.1 inches of suspension travel. In the rear, we have a preload adjustable monoshock with 4.4 inches of suspension travel. In the front brake department, we have dual floating 300 millimeter discs with Harley branded 4-pot calipers. And in the rear, we have a single 292 millimeter floating disc with Harley branded 2-pot calipers. In the front, we have cast aluminum 19-inch wheels wrapped in 110/90/19 Michelin Scorcher 31s. And in the rear, we have a 16-inch cast aluminum wheel wrapped in 180/70/16 Michelin Scorcher 31s. The Low Rider ST comes with a 5-gallon fuel tank and gets around 47 mpg claimed, so you should be able to get a little bit over 200 miles on a single tank of fuel. The 2023 Low Rider ST comes with an LED headlight, but standard lights everywhere else. What do you say we go over all the modifications done to this motorcycle? Starting us off with the mods, we have the Clearview extra large windscreen. Nice. There are Memphis Shades hand guards. We also have Thrash and Supply Co. bar risers, bars, and grips, as well as a Thrashin tank bag. As you can see here and here, we have the original garage crash bars. We have Thrash and Supply pegs, as well as a Thrash and Supply shift peg. A Lapera kickflip seat, which I think looks absolutely wonderful. A Edward Ritchie Sissy bar with a Saddleman backrest. We have Villain to Hero FXRP style bags. Open them up. A whole bunch of room to put your trinkets and stuff. See, I have some camera gear in there now. There is an Amazon license plate laydown bracket, and we have a Moons MC tail light with integrated turn signals, S&S teardrop intake, and the Stealth exhaust. This bike also has a Screamin' Eagle tune on it. Let's throw a leg over it and see how it feels and look at the dash and all that stuff. The seat height on the Low Rider ST is 28.3 inches. I am 6 foot tall, an astounding 255 pounds, and I have a 32-inch inseam, and I have plenty of room to move around. Talking about the electronics, it has ABS, it has traction control, and it has cruise control. That's about it. What do you guys say we fire this puppy up and see how it sounds? It's got that typical 45 degree Harley V-twin sound, and it's hard to try to say that that doesn't sound good, because it sounds absolutely incredible. That stealth pipe sounds really good. Real quick, I'd like to just point out how absolutely gorgeous this motorcycle is. It is a thing of beauty. It is stunning how good looking this bike is. It's kind of ridiculous. I'd say that is absolutely enough chit chat. Let's hit the road and give this thing a rip. Listen to that. So right from the start, I'll talk about how comfortable this thing is. I love this seating position. I am seated very, very low. My hands are quite high, and I feel like my feet are a lot higher than they are on typical bikes. But on this bike, for some reason, it feels absolutely right. I like those thrashing pegs so far. They keep my feet nice and planted. This is definitely how I feel like I should be sat riding a cruiser. This exact position. I love every single bit of it. The stealth exhaust on this bike sounds really, really good. We are getting to the twisty bits already. Or whatever twisty bits I have here in the plains of Virginia. I know it's not much, but it's what I got. Give me a break. Hallelujah, all that stuff. Respect the dead. Let's get it. Torque is very, very good. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. That handles quite a bit better than I expected. I mean, I know some people take dynos and stuff to the track. There's definitely something cool about a bike that's not supposed to be on the track being on the track. And this bike handles quite well. I like this. You definitely can't feel the 721 pounds. It feels much lighter than that. It feels much more nimble. I will say that at one point in my life, I was an avid Harley-Davidson enthusiast. And then I got bit by the speed bug. And then I got bit by the off-road bug. So, you know, I just kind of want to do everything. And Harleys typically don't do everything. I mean, a Pan America would certainly fit the bill. Somebody let me ride their Pan America. So while I no longer have a Harley, I absolutely see the appeal, and I also absolutely love it. I have a soft spot in my heart for Harleys for sure. And this is just absolutely bringing him out. Like, if I was still into Harleys, this is absolutely the bike that I would be pining over. Really? There's a line of traffic for a motorcycle? Speaking with the owner, he said he bought the white one straight up because he didn't want a black one, because everyone has a black cruiser. And I agree with him, but I would buy it just because it's freaking beautiful. The white and the black together absolutely fucks. Santa, hell yeah, dude. And yes, I am a big ass kid. I just fucking waved to Santa. No shame. Is this dude's first time riding or something? Like, what the shit, dude? Damn, this bike brings me back. I had a Dyna that felt very, very similar to this, and to be honest with you, I absolutely loved that bike. It was great. It was honestly, legitimately, no bullshit, the most reliable motorcycle I have ever owned. Let's see if it can hold that title with me now having a 2012 Super Tenere. Nice Mustang. Some bikes out today, that's pretty cool. Except for this guy right here next to me. Alright, so we're going to take this left. We are going to romp on it until I feel like it is no longer a good idea to romp on it. And we're going to see how we like the general acceleration. I also want to note that this has self-canceling turn signals, which, as we all know, is good for me because I always leave the damn things on. I, however, have to re-get used to the fact that there's one on each side. It's not like our typical Japanese bikes and stuff where they're both on the left. One is on the left and one is on the right, and I have to get used to that again. All right, let's see what it's about. Let's go. I can get down with that. I can party with that. I like it. That is a lot of fun. A whole lot of torque, and the horsepower dies off at the higher RPMs a little bit, but it's definitely not enough to go, damn it, the power's gone. It's enough to continue to have fun until you shift to the next gear, and I like it a lot. Let's see how it handles a U-turn situation. Not too bad, not too terrible. It takes a little effort, but it can definitely do a U-turn pretty decently. One thing I will say about this windscreen is that it does contact the handguard, so I'd do something about that, but other than that, now's about the time that I start talking about the dash, or in this case, lack thereof. So you have this tiny little screen right here. It gives you your speed and the tack. It also has a gear indicator, which is pretty cool, and your fuel level. And then all your warning lights are down here. It's about all you get. And then with this button right here, you can cycle through the trip and the miles and all that stuff. Time, whatnot. We'll just keep it with the RPM. This doesn't even have a slide bar. It is literally just RPM numbers. Not a fan. Not a fan. Like that kind of bothers me a little bit. You have this whole ass fairing up here and no dash. Like, I'm sure there's something they could have done, especially for $22,000. A $22,000 motorcycle should come with some sort of display, or at least real gauges. In fact, so far, I think that's my only gripe with this bike, is the lack of a dash. Other than that, I am liking it quite a bit. Like, man, you better not let your mom see me on this bike. You know what I'm saying? Now we're going to get on the highway. Man, this thing handles quite well. Leans over easily. Doesn't mind it at all. Very stable. Very, very stable. All right, we're going to give it the old Beanarooskies and see how it is on the highway. We are in top gear on the highway, going around 79, 78 in the 80s. We're in sixth gear, we're at 2,850 RPMs, and the bike's definitely at home now. I could definitely do this all day. This is very comfortable. The rider triangle on this is really, really awesome. I love it. I like where my feet are, I like where my hands are, I like where my body is positioned. This Lapera kickflip seat is extremely comfortable, and I like it a whole lot. I would definitely take this on a road trip. The clear view extra large windscreen puts the wind right at the top of my helmet, actually. It does a very, very good job. However, just riding regularly, I am looking through the windscreen and not over it, which, you know, isn't that big of a deal, but I could see at nighttime that being extremely annoying. The mirrors are typical Harley. They are absolutely perfect. Very, very clear view. I have no issues with them whatsoever. I even like the way they look. And you know I'm going to have to point out the highway bars. Oh, yeah. Oh man, yeah dude, I could chill on this thing forever. I like that. And yes, I'm wearing an adventure helmet on a Harley, because I don't give a shit. Let's take the old ST to the ranking system. For looks, this thing is drop dead gorgeous. I think it's going to be the only bike that I can give a 10 to. I don't know of a whole lot of other bikes that are better looking than this one. If you have any suggestions, or if you think a different bike looks better, put what bike that is down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Gives a 10 in the looks department. Versatility. I mean, it's super versatile other than it can't go off-road. You can even track this bike. I would take this bike on a track. That would be a shit ton of fun.
So for versatility, I'll have to give it a, we'll go with this 7.5. This bike is a whole lot more fun than I expected. However, I did have a Dyna, and that bike was a whole lot of fun, so I should have seen it coming. It's just been a while since I've been on one, and this kind of reinvigorated that that love for it, and it's been a shit ton of fun. I like it a lot. So for fun factor, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 because it's a blast. Like if it had, you know, 30 more horsepower, sure, it'd be a little more fun, but this bike's a good handful of fun for sure. Total score for this bike, it's gonna be up there, man. Like I would say my only gripe is that it has throttle by wire and it has a base price of $22,000, and it doesn't have a very good dash, and it doesn't have very good electronics. There's no TFT, stuff like that. That's legitimately my only gripe though. Everything else about this bike so far, I absolutely love. This bike gets an 8.75. Honestly, if it literally just had an analog tack above this, it would have been a 9. Ooh, coming up on my favorite turn. Let's see how the Low Rider ST likes it. Yeah, that's good fun, man. Just because I am on a roll of filling everybody's bikes up because it's a nice thing to do, I am going to do that right now. Now we're just looking for a spot to do a 0 to 60 in braking test. All right, here's where we do the 0 to 60 in braking test. In 3, 2, 1. Honestly, the brakes aren't as good as I expected. I mean, they definitely stopped the bike, and the ABS certainly works, but I had every bit of the front brake, and it just didn't do exactly what I expected. But the 0 to 60 was a hell of a lot of fun. Let's try it again, shall we? Not gonna lie, I could absolutely own this motorcycle and love every second of it. It is good, and it pulls on my heartstrings. 2, 1. Damn! That is a lot of damn fun. For my final thoughts on the 2023 Harley-Davidson Low Rider ST, it's awesome. I like it a whole bunch, and I could absolutely own one. I would encourage you to ride one if you ever get the chance. It is a good time. That being said, for all 19 people that watch my videos and all 5 people that actually watch to the end, I love you so much, and thank you more than anything, and I will catch you on the next one. Until then, if you could please do me a favor and do these things here, do these, that would be really cool. It would help me out. Okay, bye!